Yeah, legend status, ask about the name. I've been putting in work, collecting the fame. Up in the stat while they watching, attending the game. Either you in it or just a critic, man, we ain't the same. I'm focused on making this history. Into my top 5 list is listing me. I never got an L on pass, this ain't no breeze. I had to make the workout last, the bill of
Okay, so now you guys know this location as Rashid Yachts and Marina, where of course Emaar is building a new community. But I'll tell you something a little special about this location. Coffee lab. So there's a specialty coffee shop. The barista over here taught me about a lot about coffee. You'd be surprised. Any time of the day I come over here, it's packed. It's packed. Because every time I come with my investors, we grab a cup of coffee. My barista explains to them different kind of coffee flavors, fruity, whatever, Brazilian nuts, Ethiopian nuts. What's the difference? The flavor of the beans. Packed. Right next to Coffee Lab is a restaurant called Flavors, and there's a rooftop grill restaurant called Nabil's Rooftop. So I took an investor there once. He told me the steak over here is better than even Namos. Now Namos is one of the most expensive restaurants in Dubai. In front of Namos, if you go to Namos, you'll get a glimpse of the future of Dubai, of where the casino could potentially come in Dubai. Why? It's because, of course, of this view, right? See, now there's nothing else in this location at this stage. Now, if you saw my old videos, there were no buildings there. Now, do you see those buildings? It looks almost ready to me. It looks ready to you? Does it? Now, you must understand this community is coming. When this location is filled, when all this location is filled with retail, coffee shop, restaurants, and Emaar is such, Emaar's malls, Dubai Mall is an Emaar Mall. Dubai Hills Mall is an Emaar Mall. Emaar as a hospitality brand, right? Commercial brand. So under Emaar comes some of the best, all the biggest brands in Dubai come under Emaar. When those brands, so Emaar is so particular. Why did Dubai Creek Harbour retail not fill up yet? Because Emaar is very particular on what kind of retail comes. It'll be the best. When all that retail comes, what's going to happen? There will be a division. Now this is what we're going to call the golden belt and the platinum belt. Okay, the golden belt is going to be your Dubai Islands, Rashid Yachts and Marina, Maritime City, La Mer, which translates to Nakheel, Emaar, private developers. Not, let's say Omniat is now taking over the whole product, which is a very positive sign. When you say Omniat, you need to think Dorchester Collection, One Palm. You need to think of these beautiful Zara Hadid, the Opus. These are the brands you should be thinking, okay? And Miras is coming up with La Mer, where some of the top fine dining restaurants are going to come, private beach, beautiful. And what's after that? Bulgari. Now in Bulgari, a one bed, of course, it's massive. It's around 1,600 square foot, but it's selling at 15 million dirhams. So we're looking at between 9 and 12,000 dirhams per square foot. A little further ahead, and you get Madina Jumeirah Living. One of my viewers had asked me to make a video on Madina Jumeirah Living. We will 100%. We'll compare La Mer and Madina Jumeirah Living. Beautiful products again. And of course, further ahead, you have your Emaar Beachfront, Dubai Harbour, Dubai Marina, JBR. Now the other day I was in 5 lakhs JBR. The prices in 5 lakhs JBR are now towards the 7,000 dirham per square foot. Where some investors think there's still room to grow. That is why these products are extremely important. Nakheel is coming up with a product in Dubai Islands. Emaar's, I just want to make sure I get the name correct. I don't want to get the name wrong. Right now there are so many launches because Nakheel has not announced the name. Emaar has come up with a Pier Point and Porto View. Okay, Pier Point and Porto View. Look at the view. I mean, so for me, I could be here all day. And this is the first floor, right? Technically, yeah, this is the first floor. So if you get an apartment, even on the first floor, this is a view. So this is for all the people who tell me, Zohaib, what view should I get? I think anywhere from the first floor to the 8th floor is phenomenal. Over there, I think that building is around 16 floors. So you can imagine, in the 16th floor, the view is fantastic, right? Low-rise buildings, beautiful views. Same thing in Dubai Islands. Now, what is the Platinum Belt? The Platinum Belt is the marina being developed in Palm Jebel Ali. that of course is a gold mine. But all these have different time schemes, right? So again, I've made this video where I've divided Dubai into different zones, zone 1, zone 2. This is your zone 1. Palm Jubilee comes at zone 1 and zone 2 are extremely important. This is your golden belt, okay? That is your platinum belt, where I believe in Palm Jebel Ali, you're looking at, okay, reaping the, again, I think both are the same. You need to have holding capacity. If you're holding capacity of between around 5 years, minimum 5 years, if you're holding capacity, these are the products where the prices you're investing. See, I like certain products. See, when I go for a one bed, I normally target areas, tier 2 locations, like let's say a JVC Al Furjan in front of the metro. I was speaking the other day. There's a product called Avenue 7 coming. Dubai Science Park. Over here, I don't mind picking up a one bedroom. I'll put it for, I'll pick up in the secondary market. JBR, a nice one bed. Dubai Marina Pinnacle. I'm not going to comment on the quality of the building, but the prices are really low. I'll pick up in the ready market, put an Airbnb. Fantastic. But in these locations, I'll tell you, see, normally the full sea view apartments are the 2 beds and the 3 beds. But if you're looking at in a mentality, okay, I want to reap maximum benefit, we're looking at products like the 2 and the 3 beds, ideally the 3 beds, because see, at that sort of price point, right, we're looking at the 2 bed is around 4 million, a 3 bed is around 4.5. But if you look at the resale value, the price jumps. I'm going to go back to my office, okay? I'll make a quick snapshot, okay? What is the prices expected in the Golden Belt? That's Dubai Island. We'll pick up products, right? One in Dubai Island, one in Rashid Johnson Marina, one in Maritime City, okay? Then we'll pick up products in the Platinum Belt. I'll give an example of what the price jump can be. Let's go back to my office. Let's see the view one last time. This is an opportunity you should not miss. I mean, this is where you should be investing.
Okay, so we're back in the office. It's another day. That day, some clients had come in, so I couldn't continue the video. Okay, now let's understand this, okay? So this is your coast. Let's call it the zone 1, okay? And this is Sheikh Zayed Road. This is zone 2. To give you more reference, Palm is over here, okay? Sorry about that. But okay, so the Palm's over here. We are dealing with this section at this point majorly, okay? And zone 2, Sheikh Zayed Road is, let's say, where downtown is, okay? Burj Khalifa is over here, okay? We're primarily dealing with zone 1, okay? This I'm just trying to tell you because I've clearly explained the different zones. Okay, now zone 1, we're looking at 70 kilometers, that's it. 70 kilometers is the entire stretch of the coastline. That's about it. This is beyond this is Sharjah, and beyond that is Abu Dhabi. So that's about it. You have 70 kilometers of real estate. And once the supply is done, it's done. And that's when the prices are going to rise. So at this stage, this is what I'm calling, let's say, the golden belt. And I'll get to you what the platinum belt is. So we're looking at La Mer. That is Miras. Okay, let's call it Miras. You've got a little bit of private developer where Nikki Beach is Pearl Jumeirah. A lot of people don't know about this area, but this is where a lot of people made a lot of money. Let's leave that. RYM, very important destination to make money because it's by Emaar. Emaar is one of your safest stocks to invest in. You cannot lose. It's very, very difficult. You need to choose something really bad to lose your money with Emaar. Then somewhere diagonally, there's a little land over here. So this is basically like how there's downtown and there's Business Bay, or there is Dubai Hills and there's Damak Hills, right? Every time there is an Emaar or let's say a government product, there is a private developer, and they both, you make money. You have potential to make money either or, just depending on what price you enter. Because when these big boys enter, the location does become prime. So This is Maritime City. Let's call it MC. So over here, basically, Omniath has taken over. That is extremely important information, and there is potential. I'm not confirming, but there is potential of a private beach coming over there. They have done it in the past. They can do it again. If they can do it in Business Bay, this is a much better location. So, and you have your Dubai Islands. Now, in terms of pricing, now I made this video recently. I had to pull it down for certain reasons, but how I made my investor 3 million dirhams in 1 year. How was that possible? It's because in last year, May 23, Creek Waters had released in Dubai Creek Harbour. A 2-bed was selling at 2.4 million. Now, on the water, full creek and creek tower view. Now, creek tower is a reality. It's coming. I have some news. There's literally someone who has invested 12 billion into the market. That's Indian private developers invested 12 billion into the market. Okay, and okay, that's about it. I can't give more information on this, but point is that it's a reality. It's coming, and people who can sort of foresee in advance, they have the potential to make money. Like this guy, how today, so when he bought it, so this is how this is how the island is, right? So there's an island, there's a creek beach, and then you have this entire queen of Dubai that's coming. This is the king, this is the queen, and this plot had released, and you had views from here, and here was where address was. So technically, this plot or this section, you get only the creek view. You don't get the creek tower view, and that was selling at 4 million dirhams plus. It's 4.1, 4.2. We invested at 2.4. So the timing the market or timing your investment, the location is really important. So at this stage, we're looking at what? What are the prices we're looking at? Miras we'll get into later. Emaar, we're looking at, see now Emaar again. I'm looking at the 2 and the 3 beds, and I'm slightly inclining towards the 3 beds. We can discuss why further on a call, but I think if you are an investor, that's probably the product you should be looking at, because if you're looking at a flip, see now if you look at it, a 1 bed, so here at this point there's a Bulgari. Okay, so Bulgari, of course there's no comparison, but I'm just giving you numbers over here. Okay, a 1 bed around 1,600 square foot is selling at this is 15 million dirhams. Okay, it's an indicator. 15 million dirhams. Then over here you have the Blue Water Island, where a 1 bed, no private beach, is selling at around 5 million dirhams. So we're looking at 5,000 dirham per square foot. Okay, it goes up to 7,000. Here again, 5,000 goes up to 9,000. Some cases higher. Over here you have your JBR Marina. Again, the other day I was in 5 Lux. It was going at around 7,000 dirham per square foot. Right now we are dealing with around, see, on a 3 bed, let's say around 5 million dirhams. I'm dealing with somewhere between 2,500 to 2,800 dirham per square foot. As the unit gets smaller, I think the price touches towards the 3,000 dirham per square foot. But a 1 bed, we don't exactly have a view, so I don't see how I'm going to trade it, because over here in Maritime City, you get 1 beds with a beautiful sea view, so that would get a preference. So this is a product. You have these townhouses as well. So it's so funny. Today I was at the address, and one of the people who moved in from the UK, he was staying at the address Grand Dubai Creek Harbour. He was like, "Hey Zohaib, I saw these townhouses on the park. What do they go for? It'll be beautiful." So these are the kind of investors who'd like a product like this, townhouse. Again, he's like, I think I saw 5, because in every tower, I think they'll have a maximum of 5 to 10 townhouses. That's it, extremely limited supply. So this is a very interesting product, the townhouses and the 3 beds, because again, say safest product. If there's a family who wants to move in, or a couple, they would love the best view. And if they're looking to pay, if I'm trying to sell this, I'll be trying to sell this at the, I don't know, 8 to 10 million mark. And let's say the particular family who's looking to go for it, they'll go for the best views. That's the easiest, that's the first priority, right? The kind of investors who come, they'd be like, okay, I want an apartment with a full sea view. And bang, you have that product right here. And this has the potential, but this has the potential to go. Now, if you see my video, you can see the products, almost all of them are almost ready. The ones who have the best views, they'll make the highest trade. But you'll have to wait for at least to make that kind of a trade realistically. Now here, I could make it in 1 year. In this case, we're looking at least a minimum 3 years to get those kind of returns, because 2 to 3 years to get those kind of returns, because the price is quite high. There's a lot of competition. Like if I buy something at 5 million, 3-bed, if a buyer comes into the market, he's looking for a 3-bed, there's a lot of options for 5 million. He's looking at a house, he'll look at an apartment, the Coastline. There are not many at this price, but then he'll be like, hey, I want something that's going to get ready. You know, you have those issues. But in a few years, the way the market's heading towards, then this would be a good price. Like how when I went to 5 lakhs JBR, the guy was like 7,000 dirham per square foot is not so bad. I think 3 years down the line is going to be much higher. That's going to be your situation if you buy this, because then the price in this location, a 3-bed is going to be towards the 8 to 10 million dirham mark, and it'll keep rising. I think it has the potential to go, if a 1-bed can go at 5 million Blue Water Islands as of now, in a scheme of let's say 5 to 10 years, of course the prices will rise. It will reach a breaking point at some stage, but I think it's a fair this is a fair number to look at, an 8 million. So the idea is you would have invested around 80% of the value, and you make a profit of around, let's say, 60 to 70%. But now the biggest question is, which product do you choose? You have a launch coming in Dubai Islands. You have Rashid Yachts and Pier Point, beautiful again. The only catch is it's an 80-20, so it's quite aggressive on the payments. Over here, you have Omniath coming in with Saria. I think Saria is pretty much sold out. And then you have a few private developers like Pier 7. Not Pier 7, I was talking about Pier by Devmark. It's a developer, LMD. They also developed a couple of projects in Business Bay in Dubai Marina. So they come up with some products. So that's the sort of comparison you should be looking at. So that's one angle, okay? So you've got to compare. There's a new launch coming next month in Dubai Islands, private beach. You've got Beach Walk by Imtiaz, Rashid Yachts and Marina by Ima, Pierre, and Saria by Omniat. That's the angle you should be looking at. Now, if you want to take it a little further, if you're an investor, you should be comparing it with products like, let's say, a Violet by Damac. So that's like a 4-bed townhouse for 2 million dirhams. If you're an investor, if you're an end user, a whole different thing. For example, I had end users coming and tell me, hey Zohaib, I'd love to live in that location. It's beautiful, full sea view. I've always lived in an apartment. I love the idea. I stepped down, there's retail, there's a school. I love that concept, you know. So if you're an end user, whole different story. This I'm talking about an investor, in what angle you should be looking at. Because I don't know what your leverage situation is. Now, just the other day, we were on a podcast. We were discussing, okay, how to build your portfolio. Like, let's suppose I pick up, you have the liquidity of around 5 million dirhams, okay? In a span of 3 years, I can pick up an entire row of townhouses. Means around 5 to 6 townhouses in Violet on a 60-40 payment plan, and I can negotiate a discount. Because I'm picking a bulk, they'll give me a 3 to 5% discount and a 4% DLD waiver. So that means I can pick up stock with between 10 to 11 million, but I have to pay around 4 to 5 million dirhams. Now, every 1 year, I can liquidate an asset to pay for different assets of mine. So these are the sorts of mindset you can have in Dubai at this stage as an investor. This is how I think towards investments. Because why? Let's say, okay, I bought my mansion in Senia Island. Okay. I need to make those payments. Right? Every year I have to come up with around what, 1.2 million dirhams? 1.2. The value of the property is around 12.8 million dirhams. It's already bumped up. The prices have bumped up. I got some offers with around 200 to 500,000 dirham premium. Okay. Because I picked a very special location. If you look at the cluster map, location 143, now every 6 months, I have to make a payment of around 1.2 million dirhams. If I liquidate this, I look at liquidating assets every 6 months, offloading 6 months to 12 months, so that I pay towards a bigger investment like that. Because if I buy a mansion, I make around 15 million dirhams profit in about three years time. So this is the angle. These are sort of business plans. This is how I tell in my video. I teach you how to think. Now, I don't know what you're looking at as an investment. I can give you direction, but once we schedule a call, I'll be able to guide you on which direction to think and how to plan an investment strategy. Now, another big, extremely important investment is this. This is the big guy here. That is your platinum belt. Okay, that is your platinum belt. So this is Palm Jebel Ali. Okay, because it's not just the palm this time. They are building a marina which is probably 4 times the size of the existing marina. So at some stage, at this stage, I think the current JBR in Dubai Marina is a vibe. People love that place. It's always packed. It's one of the best places when I'm building a portfolio. So we've got off plan, we've got ready stock, we've got fractional investment. Okay, that's a refurbishment wing. So we've got there are some cases where we're building an Airbnb portfolio. JBR. So for me, my number one is JBR and any property that's a walking distance to Dubai Mall. But JBR, I know the issues, right? It's a bit dated. I have to refurbish it. But how much ever I refurbish, it's like if I have a BMW M5 2012 model, how much ever I refurbish it, I buy a new kit, make it look nice. I buy a Range Rover, I put the autobiography kit. It's just not the same thing, right? The new vehicle is really attractive. And then at some stage, you won't look at the new Range Rover model and you're like, hey, you know what? I want that car. Nissan Petrol, they changed from 24 and my driver was like, hey, you should be buying the 25 model. I'm like, relax, bro, it's 24. And this was a big indicator. So this client of mine, I came from Singapore. So all of our clients, we make sure that they have chauffeurs driven really nice cars because that's the experience of Dubai, right? So he was sitting in a 21 BMW 5 Series. And so we're picking up a new BMW 7 Series. And so the driver was telling him, oh, you know what, sir? I'm sorry, we're sitting in an old car. This week we'll have a 7 Series coming in and it'll be replaced by this. And he's like, 2021 BMW, and this is a guy from Rolls-Royce. He's like, Rolls-Royce cars are basically BMW, and so he's like, a 21 BMW is not an old car, but that's the mindset in Dubai, right? It's just the mindset in Dubai. So these are the angles in which you should be thinking. This is the golden belt. That is the platinum belt. Now, I don't know what your goals are as an investor, but based on your goals, and this is another extremely important product, townhouses in itself, well-priced townhouses, because whether you like it or not, see, Dubai is a vision. There's no country in the world at this stage that's functioning at the pace of Dubai. And that's moving at the pace of Dubai. It's a great place to invest. It's growing upwards. It's exactly where like Singapore was maybe 10, 15 years ago. And so there's a lot of growth potential. We still have potential, at least for the next 2 to 3 years, to make a lot of money, to make a lot of sensible investment. So I hope you enjoy the video. I know it was a bit maybe confusing. I didn't get to a conclusion because conclusion is client specific. Every client has a different objective, a different requirement. So based on maybe you want to buy a singular unit, and if you're buying a singular unit, I'll be asking you to probably pick up two of these. If you're looking at bulk, if you're an end user, it depends. It really depends. I hope you enjoyed. I have some amazing comments. Thank you so much for the beautiful feedback. I'm trying to, as you can see, work on the feedback. And I will be making the video about Dubai Silicon Oasis, what my thoughts about it are. But Emaar address is a beautiful brand. About the investment potential on that. What else can you expect? I will reshoot the content of how I made around 3 million dirhams profit for this client using 2 apartments in Dubai Creek Harbour. And still looking forward to your suggestions. Maybe next week I'll come live and have a chat with you guys. Let me know what date works for you. What day do you think in the week I should do a live session? And thank you so much for watching. Mohammed Zohaib. A lot of good news coming up very soon. I'm really excited, and thank you. Sorry, I forgot. I just remembered a very important point. So we understood this zone 1, but if you want to look at the bigger picture, this is a really bad idea, but that's somehow how the Dubai map looks, okay? So we've got Abu Dhabi, we have Dubai, and then it's going towards north. At some point, we have Ras Al Khaimah over here, and we have Al Quwain, but most importantly, we have Sinia over here. We discussed about this as a zone. Somebody did ask me about Yas Island. That's also, I will explain Yas Island pros and cons, because it's an investment, right? Apart from, let's say, the Golden Belt. So we've got the Golden Belt, we've got the Platinum Belt. But shouldn't we comparing this as investment value with RAC and Sinia? Because see, now I'll give you a very fun fact. From Dubai Airport, okay, right now, right from Dubai Airport, this is giving perspective. If you travel 65 kilometers, you reach Emaar South. You drive 66 kilometers, you reach Sinia Island, okay? Literally, that's the difference. Now, when, let's say, every year you hear 100 million tourists, I just want to check how many tourists this year. Okay. Dubai tourism sector has hit new records this year as the Emirate welcomed 9.31 million international overnight visitors across the first 6 months of 2024. That's an 8.9% increase, okay? 9 million, I was going to say 1 million or 2 million, okay? Million, okay? Don't you think in 27, once the casinos hit, which way they'll be driving towards? They'll be going towards this way, or they'll be going towards this way. That's also another angle. And right now, in Sinia, you can invest into a 2-bed around 1.5, not many options available, around 1.5 million, again 60-40 payment plan. This is around a 2,000 dirham per square foot, where Marjan rack is clutching towards a 3,000 dirham per square foot. So which investments and why? So this is something that you should add in your investment research as well. Golden Belt, Platinum Belt, Ras Al Khaimah, Sinia versus townhouses versus mansions, not independent villas, mansions. Because why? This is a 5% market segment. Golden Belt, Platinum Belt, it's a 5% market segment. Because see, it's 5% coastline, 95% land. Anything else? This is private beach, again, a very limited segment. So these are segments where you should invest in because it's very unique, very specific and beautiful. Okay, so thank you for watching. Things to think about. schedule a Zoom call with me so I understand what your requirements are, based on which we customize a strategy for you, and we hope we finally eventually resonate with the perfect investment. Thank you for watching. Mohammed Zohaib.